Assalamu alaikum. This is Shahrukh Mujumdar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Upcoming budget sets 6.5% GDP growth. Master plan to expand country's economy to $1 trillion over next decade adopted. Government will set up slaughterhouse in every city corporation to collect rawhide, informs Commerce Minister at Parliament. Gandharbapur water treatment plant to deliver 500 million litres of pure water daily to Dhaka within a year, says LGRD Minister. Government takes preparations to combat dengue. No shortage of saline in country, informs Health Minister. Iran and Israel exchange strikes. New tension between two countries will not affect peace talks, comments US President Donald Trump. And Bangladesh to face Australia in 3 matches ODI series opener tomorrow. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on the details. The government has adopted a master plan to expand the country's economy to $1 trillion over the next decade. As a first step in this journey, the GDP growth target for the upcoming 2026-27 fiscal year is being set at 6.5%. Although development partners are lowering their growth forecasts due to high inflation and the dollar crisis, the government remains determined to accelerate growth and keep the economy moving. According to estimates from the Ministry of Finance, achieving this target will require maintaining an average growth rate of more than 6 to 7% in the coming years. However, economists believe that the biggest challenge will not be setting a high growth target alone, but ensuring the quality of that growth, its financing and the capacity to implement it. Experts said without increasing revenue collection, establishing good governance in the banking sector, attracting foreign investment and carrying out structural reforms, it will be difficult to realize the vision of a $1 trillion economy. They said that the goal is achievable. However, to accomplish it, the government will have to demonstrate the courage to make difficult decisions regarding institutional governance and structural reforms. Commerce Minister Khandekar Abdul Muqtadi said government will set up slaughterhouse in every city corporation to collect rawhide. Minister for Commerce said this during the question and answer session at the Jatiya সংসদ today. Earlier, sitting of the House started with Deputy Speaker Barrister Kaiser Kamal in the chair. During the question session, Disaster Management and Relief Minister Asadul Habib Dulu said government allocates proper assistance from the Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief to the members of Parliament according to their demand letter. Replying to a query, State Minister for Food Abdul Bari said currently Bangladesh has capacity to store 24 lakh tons of food grains and it will be increased to 27 lakh tons. During the question-answer session, State Minister for Labour and Employment Mohammad Nurul Haq said government has fixed wage for 44 sectors in the country. He said in future, proper salary structure will be formulated for all sectors. He said body of BMET card holder Bangladeshi workers are being returned to the country with government expenditure. The government has taken all measures to implement the Gandharbapur project by June 2027. Local Government and Rural Development Cooperatives Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, if this project is implemented, 500 million litres of water will be purified every day to meet the needs of the Dhaka City Corporation area. The minister said this after visiting the Gandharbapur water treatment plant located in Rupganj of Naranganj today. Bangladesh Association of Pharmaceutical Industries donated 1 lakh intravenous fluid bags or IV saline to the Directorate General of the Health Services for the treatment of dengue patients. The IV salines were handed over to Health Minister Sardar Mohammad Shaukat Hussain at the Secretariat by representatives of the association today. Health Services Division Secretary Mohammad Kamruzzaman Chaudhary, Director General of Health Services Professor Dr. Prabhat Chandra Biswas, and other senior health ministry officials were present at that time. The health minister said the government has taken all necessary preparations to combat dengue and the country has an adequate stock of saline for patients. Referring to the deaths of 6 newborns at Ad-Din Hospital in the capital, the minister said a show cause notice has been issued to the hospital on Thursday asking why its license should not be cancelled for violating provisions of the medical practice and private clinics and laboratories regulations. He said the government will not hesitate to take any decision in the public interest over the incident and that the decision will be announced after the stipulated time period ends. Now international news. Washington-Tehran peace talks have once again been thrown into uncertainty amid renewed Israeli attacks on Iran. While U.S. President Donald Trump is talking about a possible deal, he has clearly refused to release billions of dollars in Iranian assets that have been frozen. Meanwhile, Iran has announced that it will stop striking Israel after the countries exchanged fire for the first time since April. But a statement from the country's top military command headquarters warned that it will carry out a more severe response if Israel continues striking southern Lebanon. It comes after Donald Trump tells Iran and Israel to stop shooting and said the two countries were looking to do an immediate ceasefire. Israel carried out airstrikes in western and central Iran after Iran fired missiles at Israel. On Sunday, Trump had reportedly urged Israel not to attack Iran. At least 13 people have been killed and many more injured in Israeli strikes in Gaza. The casualties occurred in the Israeli strikes late Sunday night. The attacks were carried out in the Al-Mawasi area near the southern city of Khan Yunis of Gaza City and Deir al-Balah. Since the ceasefire began last October, 947 Palestinians have been killed and more than 2,900 injured in Israeli attacks. Meanwhile, renewed talks have begun in Egypt with leaders of Hamas and other Palestinian groups to maintain the ceasefire. Tsunami warnings have been issued in several Asian countries, including the Philippines, due to a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck the Philippines today. People in these countries have also been urged to evacuate their coastal areas. Philippines officials said at least 32 people have died after the earthquake struck off the coast of Mindanao Island in the southern Philippines. However, the number is expected to rise. The United States Geological Survey said the powerful earthquake struck at a depth of 35 kilometers. In an urgent message, Philippines President Marcos urged everyone to move to higher ground without waiting. He said several coastal areas in Mindanao have already started to be affected by the tsunami. Japanese Prime Minister Sonai Takaichi also urged the public to heed the tsunami warning. She said that if there is an order to move to high ground, everyone should follow the instructions. Now news and sports. Cricket. Bangladesh will take on Australia in their first match of 3-match ODI series at the Mirpur Sheribangla National Cricket Stadium tomorrow. All 3 matches of the 3-match ODI series will be played at the home of cricket Mirpur Sheribangla National Cricket Stadium. After the first match tomorrow, the last 2 matches of the series will be played on June 11th and 14th respectively. Australia had to make 3 changes to their touring roster before the series. After ODI series, both squads will travel to the port city of Chattogram to play a 3-match T20 series at the Birsreshto Shahid Flight Lieutenant Mutir Rahman Stadium. That's all from the newsroom. To end the news, a recap of the top stories. Upcoming budget sets